Hello, everyone, and today we are back on the Tiny Show, and today I have a special guest with us, Coach Z. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you doing, Tiny?
Doing good. That's good.
Sir.
Okay, so today I have a couple of questions for you today as a press conference. So can you please state your full name?
My name is Zuba Vequeroa. You want me to spell it?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, cool. Easy, right?
Yeah. And do your name have a special meaning behind it?
Yes, it does, actually. Well, my first name, Zua, means the sun. So the reason my parents gave me that name is because they're very spiritual, very religious. So they wanted it to be in remembrance of God's greatest gift to people, which is the sun. So
same here.
That's what it is.
Okay. And where are you from?
I'm from Zimbabwe, Harare, Zimbabwe.
Ooh, Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Okay. So first question, what is your purpose for being a coach?
Well, first, I'm really passionate about track. You know, it's pretty much my favorite sport. I really enjoy it. I love the concept of being at top speed. You know, so having gone through it as an athlete myself, I thought being a good way for me to stay in the sport is being able to give back everything I've learned, you know, to the athletes that I coach, and it's been going pretty well. So
that's good. Yeah. So once you graduated college, did you say, okay, I'm going to try to go pro in track, or your first mind was, okay, let me try to be a coach first?
Well, I wasn't necessarily looking to go pro, but I did know that I want to still stay active. I want to be fast forever, you know. But I'm also just generally into fitness and stuff and working out. So I always manage to incorporate into my workouts regardless. I'm a very active individual. I work out every single day. So it was not so much me wanting to go pro, but I did want to continue with it. But I did come across, I had people suggest that I become a graduate assistant. So I looked into it. I saw it was a good opportunity to further my education, you know, get a master's, and you know, that's what I did, and I'm here.
Okay, that's good. Okay, second question. What do you want to get out of being a coach here at William Penn?
I'm not sure if it's so much something that I want to get more than something I want to give. You know what I mean? It's when I first came here, I think the biggest thing on my mind was, first of all, being able to set like a good relationship with my athletes so we can have a good channel of communication that goes back and forth, you know, because the coaching, a lot of people think that coaching is just about you being a coach, you having authority and then barking down orders, but that's not what it is. It has to be feedback from the athlete too. So it's a two-way channel that has to be constructive for it to completely work for the athletes to move forward, you know, so.
That's good. And how long do you think you will continue being a coach?
I'm not really a person that likes to set limits and times and all that stuff on it. So, you know, whatever happens, happens, you know. I definitely believe I have a direct input on what my future will bring. But, you know, we'll just see how long I'm in the game for.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so another reason that I wanted to interview you was as being a coach, like, we want to interview you because we wanted to see like how much you want to give back to the school as a role model. So like, how do you, as a good coach, how do you think this had made an impact so far with some of your athletes, or just even people that's not necessarily an athlete but like a student?
Well, starting off with the athletes first, I know that especially at small schools, but even at bigger schools too, you know, I've had the pleasure of being at both. But when you come in as an athlete, more than likely your favorite time of the day is going to be at practice,
right,
or during competition or something to do with whatever sport you play. So with that being the case, me being a coach, I have a certain amount of power. I've got a certain position that I can use, should use positively to be able to help you move forward, but not just in track and just as a complete individual, you know. So it's more than just having you as a statistic to get on our, you know, to help our program excel. We want you to be a complete human. So, you know, in me being a mentor to an athlete, it's more than just telling them how to run fast. It's anything that they may need outside of track. So, you know, it's the academics, it's personal issues, it could be relationship issues, it could be anything that they want to come up to me with. If they're comfortable enough to come and talk to me about it, it's my job as a mentor to come up with a constructive solution to whatever problem they would be and help them work through that, you know, and hopefully that they can learn and then pass the same thing on to anyone else. And then for people who aren't athletes, or my athletes at least, you know, just have a smile on my face, see how their day is going, just, you know, be cool, because, you know, I mean, we're all at the same place, so why not just be cool with everybody?
Right, true. Okay, so this is your second year this is your second year here, correct?
Yeah, it's my second year here.
Okay. So can you tell us about some of the past performance with the track team as a whole, from indoor season, a little bit of outdoor season, and last year as well?
Well, I'll say last year we had a pretty blow up year, man. Last year was big. Last year was really, really big. Coming on, I was able to become part of a team that had athletes that were, hungry and willing to learn, and that helped me grow as a coach too. And we managed to work together efficiently enough to where everybody PR'd on some kind of level, and it was really great last year. Especially we got a bunch of people to win conference championships, head on to nationals, etc. Break a bunch of school records. Like, it was nice. This year was a little bit rougher. It was a little bit more of a learning year with us because we had a decent number of people who weren't eligible.
Mm-hmm.
We had a certain number of injuries and stuff like that. But it was a learning experience for us, So it's something that we need to really look back on and understand what went wrong, when it went wrong, and being able to work through that. So, it's just lessons was moving forward, both good and bad. Regardless, it's all lessons for the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any advice to students that are kind of struggling in school, that want to be a part of the team, but they just struggling with academic wise, or maybe stuff that's going on off the track?
Like athletes we already have on the team?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, when you come to college, you're called the student athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So student first, then athlete second. We like to think of ourselves as athlete students, but we're student athletes, So,
right.
The grades have to be in order for you to excel as an athlete. But even more so, for you to be a truly efficient and powerful athlete, you need to be able to involve your mind in a way that, most people couldn't do. It goes far beyond the physical. We're out here running, we're out here lifting weights, we're doing abs and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's physical stuff, yes. But everybody does that. That alone is not enough to get you where you want to be.
Right.
You have to be mentally strong, and you need to be mentally sharp and be able to involve your mind in everything, understand exactly how everything is doing, and make an educational process out of your training, and then that's how you get to excel. And if you apply that same thing to what you enjoy in track, it's easy to do it with track because you enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can apply that same concept to your grades and everything else in your life, you excel in many more things. That's the advice I'll give to everybody.
Okay. And also with the sprinters, mid distance, shot put, once again as a whole, do you know how much money is being donated to us? So just say in the future, if we want to get new uniform or new boot bags, or maybe even spikes.
Well, since I'm a graduate assistant, I'm not really involved much as far as the budgetary issues go, financial
Mm-hmm.
issues and stuff. But I do know, if we were wanting to get more uniforms and stuff, we would have to fundraise and things like that. So any means of fundraising we come up with, going and execute those, do them as a team and stuff. Especially if it's fun, I feel it would be easier to do. So.
True. Any few ideas? Just say if you was to fundraise, what would be some ideas that you have in mind that we can try to get some money donated to us? So come next year, or maybe the year after, we can just have extra things.
I mean, we can do basic stuff like car washes, mow people's lawns, etc. Just offer some people some basic service, and and tell them that it's for the benefit of the whole team, not just an individual. Then we can also try to do fun stuff maybe, as long as everyone's healthy and won't cause any problems, we could challenge other sports like races and stuff like that. Just make it a tournament type deal, or we could do other sports, we could do a kickball tournament or ultimate frisbee tournament, something like that. Maybe those are just random ideas I'm throwing out there.
Right, this sounds good. And last question, what do you guys as coaches do to help get the track team a lot of attention from the social media and also from students and other teachers that goes here to William Penn?
Well, I hope I didn't curse. You have to edit that out. Okay, well, I'm always repping track and field. I'm always repping track and field, and I like to be loud and expressive and stuff, so people always see that. They always know as a track coach, etc. But we do have social media pages. We've got a Facebook page, we've got a Twitter page, etc. I do think we do need to invest in a nice camera so we can get a good Instagram page going and get some action shots of y'all practice and stuff like that. I think that would be pretty cool. So that's the social media side of things that we need to do. Then just setting a good example as a team. I think if we are able to, set that good example and lead in a good way, then people will be able to notice all the good stuff we do. If you're that good at something, you don't need to tell people about it. You're just good at it, and people just know.
Right.
Yeah.
And last another question as well. What do you expect for the track team in school year come 2018, 2019?
Well, first off, we do have a lot of new recruits coming in, so we're already a young team as it is, but we're going to be just as young, if not younger, next year. So I'm definitely going to be looking for a lot of my returners to take on a good leadership role and kind of showing the incomers how we do things here. And then we're also planning on implementing a few new things too. We like to freshen up the program every kind of year, and kind of give everyone building up the stuff. I'm still a very young coach, so I'm learning a lot of stuff every year, which we're going to implement every season we come into it. So I'm expecting a lot of big things. And also, like I said, this was a really big learning year for us. I hope everyone learned the lessons that we did need to learn, especially with grades and keeping yourselves healthy. So if we can execute those two things, good grades and good health, this should be the mantra for next year. If we can execute those two things first, we can move on towards really being functional and just fast for next year.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's it for today's Tiny Show. Thank you, Coach E, for
talking
we
do
me.
This.
You know what I'm saying?